Well, greetings, NASCAR enjoyers, and, well, I went on a day trip to my local city and got myself 2 diecasts at the, well, Diecast store. So, let's take a look at them all, shall we? Well, take a look at them both since I only got 2 of them. Alrighty, so the first one I want to take a look at, if the camera can focus. Come on, focus. There. Is, well, the Dale Jr. number 8 late model stock car. And this is a throwback to, yep, you guessed it, the iconic number 8 Budweiser car. And I got this because I'm a huge fan of Dale Jr. and I've been collecting Dale Jr. merch like there's no tomorrow. So, a bit of backstory about this car. Teresa Earnhardt let the number 8 font trademark, that's the number 8 in the DEI font, and DEI stands for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, not, well, that other DEI. And Teresa, well, she let the copyright for that 8 font lapse. She let the trademark lapse and the copyright was expired. So Dale Jr. went in and got the trademark for that number.
You've got mail.
And there's also been a story about Lamar Jackson suing Dale Jr., but let's not talk about that clown show. But anyways, this is a great looking car, at least in my opinion. Yeah, the camera should focus. So yeah, there's a lot of great detail, well, a lot of great detail for a 1/64 scale car. Yeah, the windshield is obviously tinted, but for a 1/64 scale car, it's actually pretty good. And interesting fun fact, I actually considered on pre-ordering this on Spoiler Diecast, but canceled the pre-order due to, well, other plans. That also affected the pre-order of the Ross Chastain race win card that I would have gotten. However, once I saw that my local, even though it's literally an hour drive away from where I live, diecast shop was selling these number 8 late model diecasts, I went in and grabbed one of them. And obviously, I want to keep it in the box because it's Dale Jr. merch. Yeah, I'm not going to do an unboxing because I do want to keep the collector value up with this thing. They also had one in the 1/4 scale. That's the bigger diecast, but wanted to get the smaller one. I usually collect the smaller 1/64 diecast, and there's usually, yeah, there's been some news about, well, I don't want to get into politics, but the tariffs have affected the pricing of the 1/4 scale cars, and yeah, I got hit by that. But anyways, on to the next car I'm going to look at, and notice how it has Bud King of Beers on this side. It's really cool attention to detail on the bottom. It's basically just your standard guff about, well, Lionel diecasts. Yeah, it's a cool car, and I do like the attention to detail that it has. And I've actually been around these late model stock cars in my local short track of, well, Riverside. Not Riverside International Raceway, the road course that got demolished, the Riverside International Speedway. Yeah, it's confusing because names are similar, but it's still called Riverside. But anyways, this is the next diecast I got because, of course, I am a fan of the Melon Man. This is the Ross Chastain car that I've got. Yeah, it's the Ross Chastain Peach's car. And I knew I had to get it. Yeah, this is a car that he raced in Pocono. I believe he did race a few other races with the Busch Light Peach colors. Unfortunately, he didn't finish in Pocono. Although he did win one race in 2024, just not in the Busch Light colors. It's a Kubota livery. So yeah, it is another cool looking car, and some people, of course, will be quick to judge about the number placement. Yeah, the number on right by the wheel well. A lot of mid-engine race cars have this number placement. But for some reason, a lot of people don't like it that much. Even guys who like the next-gen cars still don't like where the number is placed. They prefer it placed in, well, the door, the center of the door. But it's usually done to allow for more sponsor space, more real estate with the sponsors. But regardless, the next-gen cars do look cool, and they got single lug hubs. Yeah, they do come loose, but I believe that was also a problem with the previous generations of cars. Although the single lug hubs do take some time to get used to, but they, in my opinion, look much better than the Steelies that a lot of people prefer in NASCAR. It's just much cooler looking rims. They're alloy rims, and they have actual race car looks. They look like a modern race car. With the next gen cars, it really looks like that NASCAR has gone into the modern era, which is good. Yeah, the colors are actually faithful to the Busch Light Peach can designs themselves. I love the coloring. And yeah, I thought at first that Ross getting the Busch Light sponsorship was weird because I would have assumed that Josh Berry or Noah Gragson would have gotten it. Especially like Noah Gragson since he has the number 4. But Ross did get the Busch Light sponsorship after Stuart Haas. Yeah, well, after Kevin Harvick left Stuart Haas Racing and retired from NASCAR. Aside from that one time where he had to fill in for Kyle Larson for All-Star practice. Speaking of All-Star practice, I wonder what kind of driver will fill in for him at North Wilkesboro. Yeah, like, it's believed to be one of the 4 junior motorsports drivers. So I'm going to guess either Justin Allgaier or Connor Zilisch. Connor Zilisch seems like the best fit. But anyways, back to this car. Yeah, in my opinion, it is absolutely spot on. It's one of the best looking Ross Chastain diecasts I have, aside from the other Busch Light car that I got, which, coincidentally, is over there. Sitting in the door of diecasts. Yeah. And I still haven't gotten to those diecasts I had to collect. But anyways, this car looks amazing for 1/64 scale because Lionel's always been good with detail. Yeah, and even in 1/64 scale, these cars look good. No openable hoods. Yeah, they don't do openable hoods with the 1/64 scale cars anymore, which is unfortunate. And they certainly don't do rubber tires with the 1/64 scale cars, but it still looks great. Although, the 1/24 scale cars are going to be expensive. The regular one. Yeah, even the regular ones, and they're going to be tariffed. Jeez. Yeah, I feel bad for those 1/24 scale collectors. Yeah, I unfortunately don't have a space shelf to display a lot of these 1/24 scale cars, so I have to get them in the 1/64 scale. Which is why I've been collecting more of the 1/64s and the 1/24s. I'm not sure if they have this surface area for them to be autographed, though. That's one thing I'm skeptical on, because at least with the 1/24 scale cars, you can get them autographed by your favorite driver. And the 1/18 scale Indy cars that you would get. But anyways, so yeah. This car gets well, it is a perfect representation of Dale Jr.'s number 8 that I used to race in, and it gets a 10 out of 10. Well, it gets a 9 out of 10, actually. Yeah, the only gripes I have with it are, well, no rubber tires and no openable hood, but hey, that's a Lionel thing. I'm sure they do that to cut costs, which I'm fine with. And Ross Chastain Busch Light Peach car also gets a 9 out of 10. Very nice attention to detail, even if the next gen cars are kind of mixed with their opinions. But I do like the late model car, and like I said, I actually have seen these late model cars in person, and they do have a unique engine. Well, they do have that good old V8 engine sound that a lot of NASCAR guys like. But unfortunately, I don't think they've ever made a diecast of Regan Smith's number 24 Kids for Cat car. Yeah, I won't be going to that race again this year, unfortunately. But anyways, this is the Bandito signing off. Yeah, 2 great diecasts that I got, even if they're small. And yeah, this is the first of my diecast haul videos. I'm gonna start out small. And yeah, you know the drill by now. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell just in case you haven't already done so. Catch you guys next time. Peace out. I'll see ya in the next video.